What's up, you guys? You're welcome to the Pop Culture Pirates. Please don't forget to like, to subscribe, to turn on your post notifications so you get notified each time that I post. So let's get right into it. So Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday has now surpassed Beyonce's Fall as the sixth best-selling album by a black female artist released in 2010s. So Nicki Minaj Pink Friday has surpassed Beyonce's Fall to become the sixth best-selling album by a black female artist released in the 2010s. And I don't think we understand how iconic this is. And this is not me pitting two powerful, successful black women against each other. This is just me recognizing, and their stats. Like, I have to report the stats. That is what the stat reports, and this is just me recognizing the impacts that Nicki Minaj has had being a female rapper, like the extent of that impact. Because I feel we don't talk about it enough. Because Beyonce was already an established artist, like she was already a big artist from Destiny's Child, from her previous albums. This was Nicki's first album ever. And the fact that she could outsell a certified act like Beyoncé just goes on to show that we do not talk about the impact of Nicki Minaj enough. We do not talk about how much she has done for the female rap game. Because to drop an album like Pink Friday in the 2010s, when she was in a genre that was generally against her, because the rap world was and is still very misogynistic at the time, but they were a lot more misogynistic back then because rappers were not selling, female rappers were not getting promotion. So to put up such an album that has such a critical acclaim and is still mentioned till this day in pop culture, in the rap world, it just goes on to show that the extent Nicki has gone for this game and the extent that single album, Pink Friday, went on to define the female rap world till this day. So congratulations to Nicki. Like, even while she's quiet, she's still breaking records. So while Nicki continues to break records in her sleep, Cardi and her husband are making a mess of themselves. I think in my previous video, I gave a full breakdown, somewhat of a full breakdown on the whole tea between them, but they continued to go at it on Twitter over and over and over again. To the point where it's just like, this is just embarrassing at this point. Like, you are two grown adults, you both have each other's numbers, you both have family members, you both have three kids together. Three kids together. So I'm sure whatever the issue is, you can both sit down and have a 2 hour conversation and resolve it, than acting like hoodlums, acting like, I'm just going to save the rest for myself, but I think it's extremely embarrassing for artists of their caliber to keep coming online and continue to embarrass themselves over and over and over again, over and over and over again. Like, you are grown, both of you are in your 30s, like your 30s, you've been on this earth for 3 solid decades, and I'm sure you have the maturity to sit down and talk things out and talk it out, because the banter on Twitter isn't solving anything. It's not solving anything. Literally. You guys have been going at it for months and now you're going at it again. In the next couple of weeks, you'll go at it again. So it's not solving anything. It's just embarrassing and it's making people laugh at them. So while I say that, I still have to give Cardi her props, because despite the fact that both of them are going at it, she's obviously the more mature one in this whole entire situation. Like, Offset's out here acting like a bee. He's acting like a bee, and for someone who claims to be a hood dude, someone that gets down, he's acting like a bee. Because explain to me why at almost, you're pushing 40, you have 5 kids, and you're having Twitter fingers. Twitter fingers are almost 35 to 40. So shout out to Cardi for doing the best she can to handle this big baby, even though I feel she could do a little bit better by ignoring him completely on social media. But shout out to her for doing the best she can to handle this grown man. So Offset called her single and miserable. Check to the last 10 spaces. You mentioned me. You're getting hits at the flex though. Get your flex on, mama. I'm so sorry, but calling her single and miserable is crazy. Calling her single and miserable is crazy. But then again, he said that she keeps mentioning him on the spaces that she attends. And if you actually listen, every single space that Cardi has done in the last 2 weeks, Offset's name keeps coming up. So you know what? I take that back. She could do a lot better. She could do a lot better. I take my props back. Because I just clocked it in my head that she keeps mentioning him over and over and over again. So Cardi will respond saying, single and miserable. Nah, you just mad I'm outside and you thought niggas wasn't going to be on me because, in your words, I got 3 kids in my 30s. I'm miserable. I don't bother none of the hoes you F with. But every guy I talk to, you DMing and talking ish about me. Like, let's not. And to be fair, she's right. If anyone is single and miserable, it's definitely Offset. It's definitely Offset. Because there's no reason why Cardi is basically single now. And every single guy that she's talking to, Offset is DMing them, talking ish about Cardi, talking ish about Cardi. And the girls that Offset is sleeping with, Cardi isn't saying ish to them. She isn't saying ish to them. Thankfully, thankfully, she isn't saying ish to them because the last time she sent up men to beat up women because of this cheating man that was going to cheat anyways. Literally. But if anyone is single and miserable, it's Offset because it's given that he's still obsessed with Cardi. You're sending her text messages begging her to let you smash. A grown man, a 33-year-old man, you're sending messages begging to let you smash. How embarrassing. How embarrassing. And then you're calling her single and miserable. Like, it's not adding up. It's not adding up. Like, you're the loser in this situation. Literally. Like, there are no questions about it. But child anyway, so moving on. So Megan Thee Stallion is getting the side eye from the general public because she has refused to leave Tory Lanez alone. So last week, Megan Thee Stallion filed a restraining order against Tory Lanez. And I was like, how are you filing a restraining order against the man that's in prison? Like, he can't come near you, he can't touch you. He's serving a 10-year sentence, and she's filing a restraining order against him. And everyone is giving her the side eye, like, it makes absolutely no sense. And then some people are saying that based on the documents she submitted, is that he's allegedly sending people to harass her on the media, bully her, all types of stuff. But there's no concrete evidence to back that up yet, obviously, because the case hasn't started yet. But it's all just speculation. But all we know now is that she's filed a restraining order against the man who is serving a 10-year sentence already. And then people are also like, how convenient is it that she just announced Act 3 of her album of Megan Act 3? She just announced it and then she filed a restraining order around the same time. Almost around the same time, and it was giving it so much publicity. Like, both of those news hit the media at the same time. Oh, Megan Thee Stallion is filing a restraining order against Tory. Megan Thee Stallion is announcing her album Act 3. And I feel regarding music, Megan needs to take a break. She needs to take a break. Like, there are no questions about that. She needs to go back to the drawing board and ask herself, what is the reason? Like, why are people not consuming my music? Why does my music burn out so quickly? Why do people listen to my songs for 1 week and then it goes out and then they never come back again? It's not about releasing and releasing and releasing and releasing, and none of it is selling, none of it is doing well, none of it is changing anything in the rap game. Nothing is changing. Like, you're just dropping music. You're just dropping music. You drop music that people would listen to for 1 week because they're hyping you, and then that's the end of it. They never ever come back. So I think she really, really needs to go back to that drawing board and ask what the problem is. Ask the important questions, because you can't be dropping music over and over and over and over again and not take some steps back to be like, oh, what's the problem? Oh, why are people not listening? Oh, why are people not locking in? Why does my music not last? Like, where's my longevity? Like, you've been in the game for almost a solid 7 years now, almost a decade now. And yet, there's a lack of iconic moments in your career. And that's just the truth. There's a lack of iconic moments in Megan's career. Like, you could place 2 or 3, and maybe out of those 2 or 3, 1.5 belongs to her dissing Nicki earlier this year. And that's just embarrassing. And here's the thing, Act 1 and Act 2 of the album underperformed. But the thing is that I don't judge artists based on numbers alone. I think numbers are a great thing, but I don't judge you based on numbers alone. But both Act 1 and Act 2 were both criticized for sounding the same. Like, she's been criticized of no diversity in her music, and she keeps dropping without taking some steps back to analyze those criticisms. Like, I don't get it. But moving on. I think one of these days I would have to do a deep dive on Doechii and mention all the things she's doing right regarding female rap and just bringing back that talent level among the new girls. We are going to have that conversation one day. But for now, we're going to report about her project because her project is doing really impressive streaming numbers, and we have to give her props for that. So Doechie's Alligators Bites Never Heal had its biggest day ever on Spotify yesterday with 2.9 million streams, and it was the most streamed female rap project on the platform. Like, it was the most streamed female rap project on the platform, and that's so impressive for Doechii because she hasn't. I think she's getting there, but she hasn't still hit it yet. So to see her doing numbers already is quite impressive. Like, she's having a build up that's going to gearing towards hitting something, and to see that she's already doing these numbers is very, very impressive. I'm super, super happy for Doechii. She's super, super talented, and I pray she keeps going and keeps riding. So Rihanna and Mariah Carey recently linked up at a show. So I think it was A$AP Rocky's show, and Mariah was performing, and Rihanna was obviously there to support her baby daddy. And Rihanna and Mariah Carey had this really, really cool interaction. And it was so cool to see that Rihanna did not feel too big a pop star to be a fangirl over Mariah, because Mariah was arguably one of the biggest pop stars of her time and in her prime. Like, Mariah is iconic, no questions asked. But so is Rihanna. So usually when two divas like that meet, there's usually some tension. It doesn't matter who is the bigger artist. So I was just so happy to see that Rihanna did not feel too big a pop star to be a fangirl or to fangirl over Mariah.
Oh, my man's over there.
Rocky,
oh my God,
Rocky made us
Yo,
do this.
look at these ears.
Only she can have Mariah walking down the street. Michael. Push it, actually. Of course, Michael. Push.
Should I have her send my shirt?
Yeah, you could.
Okay.
Rum! Let Rum through.
Hello?
Rum!
Hello, Mariah.
Rum!
I need a signature. Who got the Sharpie? We have
Mariah.
I got one.
the Sharpie.
Who has the shades?
Yeah, you can have them.
Hi,
For
Mariah.
free.
Are you filming me on my bad side? No.
The good side, which is your good side?
Let's get you shit.
I'll send it to Michael for approval.
Sign my shit because my man made me forget.
That's me, that's me, that's me.
What do you want me to write?
Mariah.
Okay.
The fuck you think?
MC.
Whatever you want. Wow, this is iconic. Mariah Carey is signing my shit, y'all. Oh, look at that shit. Look at that shit, y'all. I love it.
But that's about it for this video. Please don't forget to like, to subscribe, to turn on your post notifications so you get notified each time that I post.